there's a big difference though between the people that you respect who can smartly analyze the important process as well.
Yeah.
But then also the watching movies or reading scripts or reading books or whatever because
Yeah.
be buying your tickets. So you've got a guy like Kevin who's a really smart critic. He really is, and there's wisdom there too. In like when Kevin or anyone who's produced it to listen, and I read a lot of it and I try to learn. But I'm also not making the movie for critics. So test screenings are invaluable if they are anonymous. I have never had a screening of a project where I spoke beforehand or spoke afterwards and introduced myself to people afterwards, where people were coming up and telling me what they didn't like about it. They will always find something to say positive just because that's just how they are. It's the anonymous feedback that you have to get. So yes, find people you respect, get their honest feedback. But some people, like you that you respect that are your friends, are almost going to be necessarily wise either, because that's not how most people watch your product. So an anonymous test screening where they can really truly give the feedback and you're asking, what was your favorite scene? What was your least favorite scene? What confused you? What did you think of this? That is all absolutely invaluable if you want genuinely good feedback, because then you're going to be able to get it honestly. There's going to be no relational equity that they're trying to gain or lose, and also you're going to be able to get on a slightly more of a mass scale. You're going to be able to start to see trends as opposed to talking to one person at a time, and 15 people will feel like a lot if you're talking to one person at a time, but you're still not getting a good trend. If you can somehow get a friends and family screening or a stranger screening of at least 50 people, and they're filling out something afterwards, and it's honest and anonymous. If you really make it anonymous, that is a massive, massive difference.
That's a great point.
I think that's almost more valuable than going to the friends you respect.
Yeah.
Because getting anonymous feedback from a group of people will tell you way more than you could ever ask.
Can I ask one question real quick? By show of hands, how many in here consider themselves filmmakers? Show of hands. High, please, let's see. How many of you own companies and you produce your films that you work on? You see, that everything that this panel just taught me, I would say that every last one of you raise your hand and say you're a filmmaker, you're wrong. Especially if you own a company. What you have is a business that makes films. You're not a filmmaker. If you are a filmmaker, then you're missing out on all this stuff these guys are telling you have to do because you're just thinking about making the film. But if you stop thinking about just being a filmmaker and say, like, I have a business and we make movies, that's what we do, then you'll start thinking about all this stuff they're talking about. I got to do this. I'm going to have to do this. I need to do that. I got to set up screenings. Because now you are trying to sustain your business and not just that movie. So when we go out and we talk to our investors, one of the first things we tell people is we're not here today as filmmakers. Don't get that out of your head. We're going to sit here today and tell you about our business. And our business, we just so happen to make movies. And we have the capability of taking that movie from concept to distribution, and here's why. And we lay out all this stuff and more on what we've designed and set up, the resources and everything to do that. So if you have a company where you make movies, stop calling yourself filmmakers, because you're setting a barrier up, a mental barrier up, that's not going to allow you to take the leap that these great people up here are talking about in terms of make sure you do this, make sure you do that. It will change everything that you think about making movies will change when you stop thinking yourselves as filmmakers. And the same with writing, when you stop thinking of yourselves as a screenplay writer and a storyteller. There's something in your mind that will click eventually, and you'll say, okay, I got this now, I understand. I forgot I didn't do this the last film. I didn't get my poster done first. I didn't go down and set up the screeners. Because all you were thinking about was, man, this is a good movie now. We got it. I can't wait for this thing to go out in distribution. And then next thing you know, more expenses start piling up and people start telling you, well, that kind of sucked. It wasn't good. Because you weren't thinking of the business of that movie. So I'm off my soapbox. I just like to tell people that when I come to these things, because at least for me, it may not be for anybody else in the room, but for me, Like my wife tell me, hey, you're too old to start making mistakes now. So you decided to go into this film business, you better get it right. I'm 58 years old, so I have a lot of time to mess around. I gotta get it right. So I had to stop thinking about how to make a movie and just how to run a business. And it changed everything when I did that. So I'm just encouraging all of you out there that if you have a business and you wanna make your movie, make it a business first. If you're a writer and you wanna write a movie, tell a story first.
Good.
And have a wife who doesn't let you just, you know, take those risks like that.
That's right.
I get it, I get it.
One trick too, and I don't know if you do this, but to find a critic that you feel like is smart, it's saying
For money, because I think about my things as a business.
Well,
Yeah.
you've been listening.
And now,
But if you find a critic that you think is smart as far as what the particular things that they're saying, whether you like how they're saying it or not is side. But if you like what they're saying and you agree with them, then pay them on the front end. Send them your script and have them review it privately before you actually make it. And so that's valuable.
Good coverage.
Do you do that? Do you
Good
do
coverage company.
I've done that a time or two.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's one recently called Overcomer that I got sent that script.
Did you?
And yeah.
I saw that a little.
Well, they didn't put all my changes in there. Yeah, really.
What is that? What was
He
it?
said they didn't put all my changes in there.
But anyway, do you guys have any questions?
I do. I believe Dallas might have answered it though. In discussing this, I'm new at this, so I'm a business owner and a screenplay writer. But I've been trying to tell her it's a business more than a movie. And
I'm
on-
also an entrepreneur, so I understand.
Yeah, and on giving the screenplay to family members to read, I was debating on, do you have pre-made questions that, at least when they're reading it, they're looking for those, or is that the wrong route to go? Because now, normally you wouldn't critique something so harshly, so
Here's
is
the
it better
thing
to just
about
let them roll
family members
naturally?
reading scripts, for me at least. How many of them have written a story before?
Right.
Now, how many of them will really be able to tell you whether your structure is right, whether you're hitting your beats? You see, I don't need my wife read my scripts anymore.
And a script,
What's the
is
point?
not an easy read.
Right, that's right. It's a hard
Right,
thing
it's
to
not
read,
as
so
flowing
what's
as
the
a
point?
movie is, yeah.
My suggestion, if you're writing, is to, after you write it, there are cover services out there online. Just send it out for coverage. And make sure you'll pay a little bit of money. I mean, some of them range from $80 to a couple $100, but if you want notes back, pay to get the notes back.
Yes.
Because now you're getting professional readers that are reading your work, and they're giving you where your changes need to be. And they're pointing out,
I wouldn't say though to ignore family members.
no, I'm not
because-
saying you ignore family.
Well, because they can help you at the very first stage of just, tell me if this makes sense. Like, you're
Right.
not gonna get any, like you just said, which is very true, you're not gonna get the feedback that's gonna help you write a well-constructed screenplay, but they can be the first line of defense of just to tell you, oh, I didn't even understand that one scene, that didn't make any sense, or I was bored, or I was this. That can help you on the front end, but yes, then eventually you have to get.
Right.
I'm not telling you to ignore family members.
Yeah, each one will
This
have
is
more
what I
weight.
believe you'll
Like you
get
said, each one will have more weight. That'll have so much weight, a family member.
I just mean it's both and.
Yeah, I
It's
believe
two
what you're
different
gonna
things,
get
yeah.
from family members is exactly what he just said. I didn't understand it.
Right.
I was bored. It didn't make sense because they don't understand what
Right.
you gave them.
Yeah. I'd be worried about the family
So
members.
this is where you get from family members. Your grammar is jacked up.
Yeah, yeah. They're looking at you like
You
a
misspell
son,
words.
grandson.
That's the
Yeah.
best, at least for me, that's the best feedback I've gotten from family members.
But don't-
When my wife reads the script and go, I was completely bored on this, which she did. She read one of my scripts years ago and said, I didn't understand any of this, it was horrible. I sent that same script out and ended up in third place at a major film contest.
There you go. Right,
Because
so
they understood it.
it's a lesson.
But if she read it and said, that's kind of stupid to me.
But to your question, I think the question should come after they read the script, because you don't want them reading the script looking for
Right.
specific things, because that's not
Mhm.
how anyone watches your movie.
Right.
I think if you're just starting out too, if you're not ready to send it to professional yet, I found a lot of benefit from joining a screenwriter group or even starting a screenwriter group, or just finding people locally that
LA, I
are
had
doing
that.
the same thing as you. We would get together once or twice a month and read each other's scripts, and you
Yeah.
know it helps if you're very honest with each other. But I
Right.
think that's a good step before sending it to a professional where you're paying for it.
Right. I mean, it's actually a great script. First draft done last night. It's ready for production.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Come to my
Next thing,
class tomorrow, we're gonna lay out all about how
Okay.
you can get that script closer to that first draft.
That's what about.
Yeah, and also for our films, like I'm really blessed now that I have a sales rep on my team who's my executive producer. So before we even write a script, we send him the log lines and we were like, what will sell? And he will go, that won't sell, that'll sell. It is. It's a business and it's like all about making from just the log line, making something that's marketable and sellable. And if you can have a sales agent on your team, it's a great thing because they know what's selling in the marketplace. And
Treatments are a good step too. To,
Treatments?
yeah, a little bit easier to read.
Like a 3 to 5 page,
Yeah.
you know, synopsis of the story. And a one pager, then a one paragraph, then a one line, you know, like one sentence, one paragraph, one page, 5 page. That'll not only help you sell it, but it'll also make you a better writer. Because you're like, if I can't tell my story in a paragraph,
Yeah.
and if I can't tell my story in a sentence, then it's a problem.
Right. That's like what she did to me when she first started. She goes, what's it? All right, your movie's so great. Elevator pitch. You have 10 seconds. I didn't.
I was like, stop.
Then she gave me 3
Stop.
minutes. I'm from the Bronx, so that took about 10. Then I got silence.
That'll anchor you, so when you're writing,
Hone it in.
it'll kind of anchor it down, that's right.
Yeah, that's a great point, actually. When you're finished with the script, and maybe it feels too long in places, ask yourself, right, if I was telling the story in 30 seconds, what would I say? And that will help you define, I guess, you know, that subplot that I feel so happy about. I never even mentioned it when I have 30 seconds to talk about the project. So it must not be all that exciting. If it, you know, so it'll help you define what you can lose. And that's true of, again, the one line, the one paragraph, one page, 3 page, 5 pager. It's all different. It all helps you understand not only what's gonna make a better script, but what's gonna help you market.
Thank you.
So who do you share people taking your idea? You know, how do you navigate that?
I, as a writer, once I finish a body of work, first thing I do is copyright it. First thing I do.
With the Writers Guild?
Well, I do it with the guild, but then you can go right into, the Gov site.
Library.
Who somebody said?
Library of Congress, yeah.
Yeah, just go right there, it's $85, something like that.
And you can
Library
also
of
mail
Congress.
yourself a-
yeah,
You
mail
can
yourself.
do the poor man thing and mail it to yourself. But I just go ahead and
Email.
do it with the guild, and I'll go ahead and do it through the Library of Congress.
Yep.
and I'm done with it. Because if you get your project to a certain point, if somebody wants to make your movie, you're gonna have to do that anyway.
Right.
Yeah, then you're gonna have to have all that to show that you own that body of work.
In our subgenre, have you found a lot of thievery within the Christian?
No.
I haven't heard of a lot
Yeah,
of people.
I never copyright any of my stuff
Right.
just because I'm like,
Right.
it's just
Yeah,
never.
it-
it
And
doesn't
there's so
happen.
many ideas that are similar.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's like-
every time.
I'm suing you, by the way. You
Yeah.
might get
Bodies, we both have body
The only way you're gonna
swap
win.
things.
That he is a
You're gonna
body
win a lawsuit
swap.
anyway, is if you can prove that the
He is a
person
body
knew
swap one,
your
too.
project And
Yeah.
took it from you.
Yeah.
Which you're probably gonna have a paper trail anyway, of emails or texts or anything like
Right.
that. So it's really not,
I'm just worried about somebody with more money than me says, I'm making it, sue me. And then what do you do, right? You really can't pursue
Exactly,
it.
you back down, yeah.
You say, let me produce that.
Produces,
Let me
who
be
does
producer.
reviews. I've had plenty of Christian studios try to come after me.
Well,
So, yeah.
It's the
yeah.
wolves in sheep's clothing we're worried about.
But that's
And it's in
because
the
it's
scriptures, you
YouTube
know.
as well, because YouTube, the way YouTube is set up, it's between the person who uploads the content and the people who own the content, or who's claiming they own the content. So they can kind of, and they're just like, look, anybody can upload anything, you guys fight amongst yourselves. And so YouTube's a little weird that way. But Christian, I wouldn't put it beyond Christians to make threats.
Copyright your script, but outside of that.
Yeah, look, it's, again, I'm telling just the way I do it. And remember, I said we have a business, so we do best practices, and that's one of our best practices, that any body of work to come into our house, it needs to have X, Y, and Z attached to it. That's just part of our business practices, doesn't make it right or wrong. And we haven't seen anyone in this genre still in, it's probably just hard to happen these days. But it's just part of our best practices. We have a whole list of best practices that we live by.
And you can have people sign an NDA if you want, but in studios, like Netflix wanted to see one of my scripts, and they're like, we're not signing an NDA because we might already have that accidentally in our. So you just kind of got to put it out there and have faith that you have an awesome script and you're going to make a great movie, and you might end up having. I've had 2 titles come out at the same time that the exact same title came out from Cinemax.
Wow.
Home Sweet Home and another movie called Wish for Christmas. Hallmark did a Wish for Christmas. It's the exact same. I'm like, oh my gosh, 2 in a row. But,
They're doing advertising for you. I'm just kidding.
Exactly. You can cross-promote and
There you go.
make a lot of money.
One last thing, I think we're out of time, aren't we?
That's
Yeah.
crazy though.
Oh, I was just gonna ask. I don't know this. Ty, you probably know this. Do you have to make a new copyright every time you do new drafts?
That was my next question.
No.
On
You
what,
don't. Okay.
No.
yeah, so on what draft,
You're copywriting
The idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so on what
You can
draft can you
copyright
do
the shoot.
copyright?
The
Would
first
you?
one.
First one?
You can do it on the first one.
Clean up the
You
first
got
one.
a final draft.
Yeah.
Own it.
Look, I've been writing for years, and I don't write the best stories. There are probably writers everywhere that's better than me. But when I finish a piece of work, thank God today there are minor changes that I have to do to it. So I just go right on out. And once we go in with the company and say, all right, we're gonna accept this, then we
It's locked
follow our
in.
best practices rules. Then I'll go back in and make my changes.
Redraft.
Get the idea, the concept. right.
Re-updates.
Right.
Yeah.
And we always make changes, but it wasn't like when I started writing 20 years ago where I write something and 6 months later I was still trying to figure out the changes.
And I'll do it in reverse. I did a web series called Alter Ego 10 years ago. Some guy copyright infringed it, took it off of YouTube, started like messing with us, saying that we stole his idea, we stole the title. We even made a website, and he had that removed. So we ended up going to court with him because we just wanted him to get off of our thing. And the judge 100% sided with us. You cannot own a title, you cannot own an idea. The guy didn't win. He had to stop taking our work down. So on the other side of it, that like it can accidentally happen, and even if someone did it too, it's really hard for you to prove it in a court of law, and they're not going because ideas are as free as the wind. You cannot own a title. I don't think you should, make your movie called Coca-Cola, but you can't own a title. Some titles I'd stay away from, but you can't own it.
The distribution company will require that in the deliverables, so you do need to do it, but it's probably not a huge liability. I'm not an attorney, by the way.
You do have to do what?
You will have to copyright it.
Yes, yes, that's, yeah, without doubt, yeah.
All right, Mark, I think we're out of time. Yeah?
We are out of time. Thank you. Thank you, panel. Thank you very much.
Fast tracking this baby. Get you a quarter
Your
mil.
applications are done until
See you on tomorrow.